Hello everyone.
Hello and welcome back to our Mersey Beat gardening channel. We're here at the allotment today.
It's supposed to be warmer today, but it's not. It's supposed to be about 11, it's freezing. Carry on.
Yeah, it is.
I digress.
We're not doing anything on the plot today. I know we're here.
So why are we here then?
Well, we're doing something a bit different, aren't we? We're going to go for a little walk. So we thought
Are we doing a tour?
Hey?
Are we doing a tour?
Tour?
Yeah.
No.
No.
A tour of the plot. Now, we've talked about this before we arrived. We're not just making it up as we go along. No, we're going to take you for a little walk around the neighbourhood in the hood. And we're going to take you on a little magical history tour.
Mystery?
Our local vicinity. So
what's that going to include?
Well, it's going to include walking through the park, because you may not be aware, but our allotment site here in Liverpool is part of the Calderstone Estates, which is a very historic part of Liverpool. These allotments are known as the old wartime allotments from 1945. They have the original layout of the
do you know how many acres it was?
Wartime allotments. It's only a small site, but I don't know how many acres it is.
Of the whole estate?
No, I don't know that either.
93?
Well, there's a lot of things I don't know, right? And we're going to find out what we don't know on this walk. So we're going to walk around the park, and we're going to go to a few Beatles related places, because you may be aware that we're in the shadow. Well, there's no sun out today, so there is no shadow of John Lennon's old school, which is just over there.
Now,
so this is where John Lennon grew up, and he would have known this vicinity because he lived not far from here on Menlove Avenue in Mimi's house, Aunt Mimi's house, which we're going to hope to visit today. So that's one of the places we're going to, but there's loads of other places that we're going to see on the tour. We don't know where we'll end up.
So starting point is going to be over there, Quarry-Bank.
Starting point is going to be here. This is our starting point, and then we're going to walk. So do you want to come with us and have a little look around, or do you want to stay here and natter? What do you want to do?
Okay, let's go.
No, we're asking you. I know you're sitting there watching this. What do you want to do?
Can we get a
yeah,
move on?
do you want to?
We're limited on time.
You don't want to stay here. All right, come on, let's have a walk.
Just on my branch.
Can't see him. We're just being distracted at the moment by a couple of woodpeckers that are in the trees at the back here. And so, before we set off...
There he is, just there.
Can you see him?
Yeah, see, just there. There are all two of them, the other ones moved off.
We get great, I don't know if you can hear that, but we get great wildlife up here. Yeah. Come on, let's go for a walk, Kath. So, as we come out of the allotments here, the first building we come to, directly opposite the entrance, is Quarry-Bank. It's now called Calderstone School, but this is basically John Lennon's old school. And there's a very famous photograph here of a photograph of John Lennon. Yeah, with his mate Peter Shotton, which was
7, that photo.
1957.
Yeah, I think it was. That's when they formed the Quarrymen.
Yeah.
1957.
Yeah,
and they
right.
had their first live performance in 1958.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
That's where they got the name from the school from.
That's it. The Quarry-Men.
Yeah.
John Lennon and the Quarry-Men. So that's it. It's called.
It was Quarry-Bank Grammar School. It was called, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When he then.
Yes.
In the 50s.
So all the kids are out now because it's about dinner time.
As noisy as ever.
Yeah, which makes it awkward to film.
Yeah.
So we'll just carry on down this road. Now we're coming up to the entrance of Calderstones Park now. The allotments are just over here, over that fence there, and the gates here at Calderstone Park are called
The Four Seasons.
the Four Seasons, and each of these statues
Actually lovely,
represents a different season. So here we've got winter. This one I think represents spring.
That one is, yeah.
This statue is summer, and this one is autumn, which shows a kind of harvest. Over the years they have been vandalised, but they're still
in very good nick.
they're still magnificent now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the two main statues on the outside?
I don't know what they represent actually. What do we know about Calderstones Park then, Catherine?
Just quick facts.
Yeah, quick facts. Okay, well,
We're approaching Lime Walk now, aren't we?
Lime Walk,
Yeah.
which I think we reported on about the lime tree that went down over there,
Which is still down.
which is still down
Haven't been sorted yet.
in the corner. Those are allotments beyond that fence. Yeah, this avenue actually is magnificent in the summer.
And of course the bats love lime trees.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And it's got great bird life as well.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, the botanical gardens was just over
just
here.
where the old depot is now, which is
where
like
the
a
old
chipping
depot
ground
is.
and a dumping ground really for the council.
Yeah,
But it was created in 1802.
yeah.
And I think they had in total about 4,000 different species of plant life.
They had a
right across the
world
estate.
collection of orchids.
And a world collection of orchids.
World
which were
renowned.
housed in
A glass houses just here.
just here. Yeah.
And in the 1980s, we all know about Derek Hatton. He came to power, militant in Liverpool.
Amongst other things.
What happened was Derek Hatton and his cronies took out a personal vendetta against the gardeners here.
Yeah.
And threatened to sack every one of them.
Yeah.
Which he did. He sacked every one of them, and out of spite he demolished the glass houses
And
of this world-renowned
the orchids?
collection. Most of them were bulldozed. The gardeners tried in their efforts to salvage some,
Yeah.
and they did salvage some of them, but that world-renowned collection of orchids,
Is there any remaining now?
I don't know. I think
I'm not sure.
I think there is, but it's just a shadow of its former self.
But they used to
It's
have
not,
one of the best collections. And,
Well, it was world
he was
renowned.
just destructive though, Hatton, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So I want to show you. I've got to turn the camera around now because I want to show you this glass house in front of us here.
This is where they house the Calderstones, which have since been moved.
Yeah.
But they were in there for God knows how long.
The ancient Calderstones.
Well, the Neolithical. They're actually they're older than Stonehenge.
Older than Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And they used to be housed in this
one here.
glass house here. But let's see.
Which was also the main entrance into the wartime allotments.
Yeah, so this
used to come through here.
So you used to go through here
to get into the site.
To the allotments. And this leaky old glass house because it's getting on a bit. The colder stones have basically been removed.
Yeah.
So you can have a look inside. It's not actually used for anything at the moment. So that's where the cold stones used to be. And
what else do we know about that?
well, I know the colder stones were moved from an area over there, like it's like a roundabout, isn't it? Like,
yes.
known as Druid's Cross.
Druid's Cross, yeah.
And that's where they were used to be in the 1850s. They used to be there, and then they were getting graffitied and destroyed by acid rain and stuff like that.
Here.
So they put them in protection there. They are the oldest monuments on Merseyside, man-made monuments on Merseyside.
And where are they in situ now, currently?
At the mansion house.
The mansion house, yeah.
Which we're going to visit soon, shortly. This border here in the summer is absolutely beautiful. So that's a beautiful deep border.
Well, they put the tallest at the back and
Kind of like a Victorian border, isn't it? But it's where they, you know, have the small plants at the front, tall plants at the back. Traditional kind of like.
Not very much to see at the moment.
Not much to see at the moment, but it's well kept, isn't it?
It is.
It's about one of the best kept borders I've seen.
Yeah.
You can just get a glimpse of the mansion house over there to the right.
So,
now, I want to tell you about this first before we go to the mansion house. Just have a quick diversion here. These are the formal gardens of what would have been the mansion house at one time. Along here, this wall here, were a row of beautiful glass houses, weren't they? That were pulled down a few years ago by Liverpool City Council.
yeah, just went straight along here.
There was a big there was a big campaign to save them all along this border here. The glass houses, some magnificent plants and stuff. Big long Victorian glass houses dating from 1850, all wooden built, but the council decided in their wisdom that they didn't want to maintain them and decided to pull them down. And so, as usual, when you pull something down, it can't be replaced, and you end up with this, which is second best, really.
The Japanese garden through there?
The Japanese garden is through there, but I'm not sure whether it's open or not. So this would have been the entrance to the glass houses here. They were lovely, going all the way down. So this is a Calderstone's mansion. What's the history of this place?
This was built in 1828
Yeah.
by a chap called Joseph Walker, who used to be a big lead shot manufacturer.
Manufacturer of lead shot.
Yeah. But he actually built it.
Yeah.
And the owner became, who was the co-owner of Cunard Buildings, Charles McIver.
Yeah.
He became its occupier for some time in 1875. So he bought it, I think he bought it for £52,000. Yeah, in 1875. And it's been through a lot of transitions over the years. It was council offices for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I remember it being very run down.
Yeah.
As the council offices and stuff, but they've got cafes in there now.
Well, it's lovely now. It's supposed to be really nice inside. They've renovated it all. And it's the Reader Association, isn't it?
Yeah.
Encouraging people to read again.
Yeah.
Get away from the digital tablets, iPads.
Great, isn't it?
Start taking up reading.
Yeah.
And also, they have well-being projects running all through the year, don't they? But it is nice. It's a lovely building.
It is, isn't it? These are the Calderstones. Part of an ancient burial chamber. And you can see various spirals and things. You like them, Kath? It's nice to see them again, isn't it?
The last time we saw them was when we were in the, you know, the little mini greenhouse vestibule area.
We haven't seen them since...
Oh, when was that?
2009, yeah.
Yeah, nearly 11 years.
Hmm. And just as mysterious as Stonehenge they are.
They're older than Stonehenge.
Yes, I know.
5,000 years of history there.
Yes, Kath.
It's great to see them.
The Linda McCartney Playground. It's a Linda McCartney Memorial Playground, which Paul McCartney put the money up for a few years, good few years ago, because looking by it, it needs some TLC,
And where's the
which
original,
the council are not giving it.
Where's the original? Well, like, you tend to let everything go. Where's the original plaque?
I don't know, there was a plaque around here, wasn't there?
What's that one over there? Is that it?
But this was to benefit local children. When it was first done, it absolutely looked beautiful, didn't it? But
oh, I remember when they finished it. It was gorgeous.
do you know there's been absolutely no maintenance on this since it was given over to the council?
Or very little.
I mean, the fences have not been painted since the 1990s, I think it was, when this...
I think the asphalt may have been redone.
I think when Paul McCartney unveiled this playground, he actually turned up in person, didn't he, to unveil it, and there was a bit of a photo shoot. So I remember being on the plot at the time. I can't see the original plaque anywhere. There was a plaque here to say that Paul McCartney had unveiled this.
I don't understand why there's no sign.
No, I don't know where it's gone, unless it's been vandalised or stolen by Beatles fanatics. You know, the Paul McCartney, the Beatles, whatever you think of them, they have done a lot for the city. They have...
Well, there's still a lot of links, isn't there, when you think about, you know, the National Trust managing Falkland Road and Mimi's house.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's the Strawberry Fields project, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's the new woodland being created.
Yeah.
In memory of George Harrison.
That's right.
You know, and in a lot of ways, the city still pushes the Beatle connection.
Yes, we do. So I think I want to show you...
Give something back.
A very special tree. Let's go and see this very special tree. Okay, we're standing here in front of what's known as the Allerton oak tree, said to be one of the oldest trees
in the northwest.
No, in Britain. The tree itself is over 1,000 years old.
I thought it was just the northwest.
And it's said to have held the court of the Court 100.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as the Court Leet. They became known as the Court Leets, the parish courts Leets and the 100 courts.
Is that why they called it the Law Oak then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, I can't remember, there was a dog walking around. A few years ago, there was it was nominated for Tree of the Year.
2020, when was it?
Was it? Can't remember. We'll flash it up.
Flash it up.
Flash it up. Catherine's trying to Google it now.
No, it was actually English Tree of the Year in 2019.
It was awarded the English.
Yeah, in 2000, and it was entered into European Tree of the Year competition in 2020.
There you go. Isn't that fabulous? A very old tree. It's hollowed out now, but it's still alive.
They're staking it up regularly, aren't they?
It's still living.
Maintaining it.
And I think that they collect because it's an oak tree, they're collecting the acorns to grow on, just in case it does
to keep the
one
genus
day
continued
die.
For that.
So let's have a look round at the Allerton oak.
It is lovely. It's really got a lot of limbs, hasn't it? The way it comes out.
Yeah.
Really
a lot of them
limbs.
are supported.
Yeah.
But to think that this tree has been here before the estate, and when there was just an ancient forest here, and possibly there were wolves and wild boar and stuff roaming around the forests here. The Calderstones were still standing in their original place, and William the Conqueror had not conquered.
Not then.
So this was here well before William the Conqueror had conquered Britain. But a lot of history that tree has seen. Would you like to hug the tree, Kath?
I would, but you can't, Phil. It's too delicate.
Yeah, they put a fence around it
I
now.
might squeeze the life out of it.
I remember when we first arrived in the 1990s, when we had walked round here, they didn't have a fence around it, did they?
No, they didn't. Oh, they did have a paling fence.
A paling fence.
A wooden one.
But you could actually get near to the tree, and then
but
they
I
put
think
these
as time's gone on, they've realised
metal
its
stuff
vulnerability.
around it.
So they've had to keep people away from it, basically, from climbing it, because structurally it's, you know.
Isn't that beautiful having something like that on your...
Well, it's an old specimen,
around the
isn't it?
corner from your allotment. Our allotment, Kath.
Yeah, trees are very important. We need to look after them.
We do. Okay, should we go on? Should we carry on?
Yeah, we'll carry on.
So, we're going to the park now. It's the other end of this park. We come to...
Well, 93 acres of it.
93 acres of it. We come to a main road, which is called Menlove Avenue. Now, we're heading towards this way, which is the way that when John would go to school at Quarry-Bank over there, this is the way he would have come every day between 1952 and 1957. He would have come down to school on his bicycle from Aunt Mimi's house, which was over here, to his school, which is over there.
Yeah, he used to cycle every day, didn't he?
He cycled every day to school. To the Quarry-Bank Grammar School.
Slow down a bit.
And I have to slow down a bit now because I've been told. I didn't realise I was going so fast.
Yeah, you are.
I thought I was pretty chilled out.
No,
What do you
not.
think, viewer?
Go too fast.
See, this is it. I have to put up with this on a walk. I can't have a leisurely walk anymore. That's the way life is now. Anybody who's in my predicament
Carry
will
on,
understand
focus on
what's
what you're
going on
doing.
in our lives here. No, don't laugh, Kath. It's not
Focus,
funny.
Phil, carry on.
I'm telling people about John Lennon, right? It's supposed to be a history mystery, historical tour.
History, mystery, historical tour.
So we're talking about John Lennon. This is the way he would have come on his bicycles.
Yes, we've said that.
On his bicycle.
How many bicycles did you ride at any one
He
time?
would have come that way, and he would have come home down this path here. So we're coming to the end of the park now. We're just going to cross the road here.
Are we still on Menlove Avenue here?
Yeah, we're on Menlove Avenue now, and we're just going to go over here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're going to turn the camera around and you can have a look over here.
Before we get made down.
So, John Lennon's house is down that way. But we're going to go up here.
Fields.
Yeah. This is what?
This is some hot
Here we are. We made it to Strawberry Fields forever. This is where John Lennon would come and play in the grounds.
When he was cycling home from Quarry-Bank.
Yeah, he used to play here. All the
He always got over railings and walls. He was a bit obsessed with them, wasn't he?
he was, yeah.
I think because he wanted to break down the barriers.
He's a bit of a rebel, wasn't he? Didn't like walls and bridges and all that. Anyway, yeah, so he spent his childhood here. This is where he grew up, and this was the inspiration for many songs, not just Strawberry Fields, but also him and Paul McCartney wrote the very first songs for the Beatles, Love Me Do, Please Please Me, and various things like that in the portraits at Mimi's house.
But what do we know about this place itself?
Well, this was a Salvation Army home. This
Gifted
was,
in 1934.
1934.
But they never actually opened it till 1936.
See.
And it remained a children's home.
Yes.
For disadvantaged kids for obvious reasons.
Yep.
For 70 years.
70 years.
Currently, it's now an education hub.
Yep.
For people, maybe mainly young people with learning difficulties and disabilities. But it also has gardens and a cafe and an exhibition space.
Yeah.
So it's been rejuvenated now.
So I think you have to pay to go in.
Yeah.
But I think we can walk part of the way in and have a look.
We could have a look in the entrance.
They've built a new visitors centre there. The old Strawberry Fields building that was here was demolished in the 1960s.
60s, yeah.
And the thing about that, the fascinating thing about that building was that the design of that building, it was like kind of like a Gothic design, but it was almost a replica of John Lennon's house in New York. The Dakota buildings, it looked almost identical. If you put them side by side, them buildings and Strawberry Fields look almost the same.
Do you think that was a magnet pull to why he decided to live there?
I think that's probably why he decided to live there, because it reminded him of home. Now, isn't that a fascinating,
I've seen photos of that, actually,
fact?
Yeah. We need to flash them up.
These gates here, tourists leave the marks on here to say they've been here and stuff, and little messages to John,
like a little memorial
flowers, memorial walls that people write on. But these are not the original gates. These are replica gates because in the 1990s they were stolen, and in an attempt to melt them down just for the metal, and they were discovered in a scrapyard, and the person who this person tried to sell them to, the scrap merchants, told the police basically, and they got caught. And the replicas now are in Liverpool Museum of Life.
So these are copies.
So these are the copies of actual copies of the original gates at Strawberry Fields. So let's have a look in and see what we can see.
Right, let's see.
So
can we? Well, the gates are open, so
we can just walk in a bit.
Yeah.
Have a look around. This is the other side of the gates.
I don't know whether it's actually open today.
I don't think it's open today, but the grounds are open as such. So you can get an idea. They're still developing parts of it, but they've only recently opened this, haven't they? It hasn't been open that long, but we just thought we'd have a look round, to give you an idea of where John would have played. This would have been an orchard back then, woodland area where we used to.
He would have had more apples here.
Yeah, he probably would have gone scrumping for apples here, wouldn't he?
He took enough apples off our plots.
You can see on the floor, yeah, he did. You can see on the floor these people who've actually given money to the project here. So, and also
in memory of.
They are in memory of people who've died as well. So it is a memorial garden.
It's interesting to see it since it actually. This is the first time I've seen it. Actually.
We will go in sometime. We will have a look around.
Yeah, maybe we could do an interview.
Yeah.
And,
but you can see that's the memorial thing. They've got a gift shop in there. They're not open on Monday. Closed on Monday. But you can go online.
But they have a Steps at Strawberry Fields programme which helps people with young people with learning difficulties to overcome barriers to employment.
That's good, isn't it?
So all the ticket sales go towards that.
Yeah. We'll look inside a little gift shop. Strawberry Fields forever, Cal. Yeah. So, turn the camera around and you can see where we're going. So, this is Menlove Avenue. I don't know if you know the story of John Lennon as a person, but if you've ever watched Nowhere Boy, you will know that he was brought up by his Aunt Mimi, who lived here on Menlove Avenue. His mother, Julia, who he wrote about as well in a song, was actually killed on this road.
Yeah, she'd just been to see them, hadn't she?
Just been to see him, and she was knocked over by an off-duty police officer on this dual carriageway. Very busy road back then.
Still is now.
Still is now.
It's a crazy road.
This is a very affluent area of Liverpool.
It's Allerton, isn't it?
It's really sought after.
Yeah.
There's lots of big houses here.
I don't reckon any of these houses would be less than 350 grand.
Oh no, no, more in excess.
Yeah.
So there's some £1 million homes here and stuff. There's really wealthy people live down here.
A lot of commuter people live here then.
Yeah, they do. So yeah, it's so he went to live with his Aunt Mimi when Julia died, and he had a troubled upbringing with Mimi because she was very strict. Yeah. Wasn't she?
Very authoritarian.
Authoritarian.
She believed in the old values, didn't she, Mimi?
Yes, she did. After school, John Lennon would run down the road here and go and play with his mates.
Would he run or would he cycle, Phil?
No, I think he'd walk. It's only a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, but he mainly used his bike.
It's a nice big house.
Don't you remember? You've said that earlier.
Only in the films, Kath.
No!
Not all the time.
He did have a bike though.
No, he had a bike.
Not only in the films.
That big house there, lovely. So when you're driving down here, because we've driven down here many times, you often see groups of people standing on what would ordinarily be a deserted street. Yeah. A deserted
a residential road on a main road.
But there are groups of Beatles fans standing outside John Lennon's house.
Tour guide.
Yeah. Just here. So we're coming up to Mendips now. And this is Mendips, known as Mendips, John Lennon's childhood home. and it's been lovingly restored by the National Trust to look as it did in the 1950s.
These date back to, when were they built? About 1930s.
1930s, I think.
Yeah.
Well, John Lennon lived here 1945 to 1963.
That's nearly 20 years.
That's nearly 20 years in this house.
18 years.
In the porchway there, just behind the inner door, is where Paul McCartney and John Lennon used to
just there.
write the songs.
Yeah.
Because the neighbours couldn't hear him next door, and it was a bit more isolated. They could play the guitar full blast there. That up there, just there, John Lennon's bedroom. Up there. Aunt Mimi's bedroom
Is at the front.
is there at the front next door to it. That's the living room there.
Yeah. Kitchen.
When people used to
Round the
visit, because of Aunt Mimi was a bit of a snob, wasn't she?
We used to go around the back. Yeah.
She wouldn't have them coming in the front there.
Yeah.
She'd send them round to the back.
Yeah.
The tradesman's entrance.
Or the deliveries, or the milkmen.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But also John Lennon's mates must go in the back. And she didn't like him mixing with riffraff, like Paul McCartney and stuff like that.
I don't think she ever saw Paul as riffraff.
No, I think she did.
No.
I think she did saw all the musicians as riffraff cat.
You reckon?
She was a bit of a snob. That's John Lennon's home. You can see it is within walking distance of the plot.
Yeah.
And his school that we've been over there, and we're going to go back to the plot now, aren't we?
Just to give people an idea of where Falkland Road is from here.
Falkland Road is in this direction.
Yeah.
It's across Allerton Golf Course, I think it is.
It's quite a way, isn't it? Are we going to be doing this today?
No, we're not doing it today. It's a bit far for us to do today. But it's another half mile from here. Yeah. So we hope you've enjoyed our little tour of Liverpool.
Well, this particular section.
This bit, and
we could spend weeks touring around Liverpool, Phil.
Yeah.
We could do that, couldn't we?
No,
if we had the time.
Yeah,
we haven't got the time.
We've got the plot to
and
sort
we've got
out.
work.
So, if you've enjoyed this video, then give us a thumbs up. Share on your social media contents.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah, please subscribe. And what else, Kath?
Leave your comments below.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram.
You do the Instagram account. Some fantastic photos that Catherine shares on there.
Very much.
Supplementary information about lots of stuff that we're doing on the plots that we're not making videos of.
Well, it's a different approach in Instagram.
Yeah, so have a look on our Instagram account. You can find us at Merseybeat Gardening. Merseybeat_gardening. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Leave your comments.
Leave your comments. We're going to make our way back to the plot now. We're going to do a bit of work, hopefully.
That's the plan.
Yeah, if we're not too tired by the time we walk back, foot slogging. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next vlog. Hopefully.
See you soon.
Okay. Bye now. Bye.